In this lesson, we're going to be talking about real life, some of the challenges and hardships that we face, and how to document those stories. It's really important to get some of those stories down in your book so you can mark progress and how things change over time. Now this photo, it's not posed, it was very in the moment. It's not a highlight or a happy photo, it's kind of a sad photo, and sometimes you want to add those types of stories to your book. So how do we tell this story? We're going to tell this story in two ways. Some with journaling on the outside of the design, and so that's my message to my son, is always to choose happy, and that everyone gets hardships and difficulties, and it's all about how you carry that load. And on the inside, there's a hidden journaling portion of it, which is my words. Parenting a child with a chronic illness has its own challenges and difficulties, and I just wanted to write down some of my thoughts and things that we've gone over with his recent diagnosis of type 1 diabetes. That's not necessarily something that at 10 years old I want him to read, but someday that's going to be a big, important part of his story as well as mine. So let me show you how you can incorporate journaling you want shown and seen, and some that you may want to keep private. So to start off the design, I'm going to create sort of a dramatic background on this very plain paper. And we're going to do that with this leaf die cut. I cut this out of my silhouette. It's really large, and it's white and plain, and as is our background. So for it to pop a little bit, I want to paint it. And I'm going to use some metallic gold color shine. And this is going to give us a little touch of gold at the top. I want it to look like a gold dipped leaf. And it's really easy. You want to shake this paint up. And then we're going to concentrate maybe on the upper half only. And we're going to spray that pretty evenly. I want most of the color at the top. You're going to see it beads up really nicely. And then for it to create almost ombre of a lighter gold here with a very light spray. And you'll be able to see that as soon as I pick this up. And you can see we have lots of gold paint here, and then it just sort of fades away. We're going to make sure that this fully dries, and then we'll place it on our layout. Now that our leaves are dried, let's get started on the design. We're going to start building layers, and we're going to start that with this great leaf pattern from Pink Paisley. So I really like the colors in this, and I used leaves to represent life, since that's what we're talking about. And I thought that would make a nice neutral background with nice pops of color, and it goes with our leaf die cut. So we'll pop this layer down, and then we'll place our leaves. We'll layer them just like that. I won't glue them down yet. Let's get some more of our layers down. Now we're going to put a neutral gray piece of pattern paper, also from the same collection, and I've already run this through my printer and gotten a little bit of my story down there. So I'm going to lay this down horizontally. We have vertical here, vertical here, vertical here. Here's our something different. And we'll just glue one corner down until we're sure that that's exactly where we're going to place it. And next we'll go with this file folder. This is also from Pink Paisley, their memorandum line, and I love these for the hidden or private journaling. So this gives us a nice pop of blue color. It's got this beautiful gold foil accent here that'll serve as our title here and now. And we'll layer this right across the leaf, and we'll leave a little bit of this gray paper peeking out here. So I can put this one down. And then we'll put the private journaling. Here, the journaling that's meant for my son or for whoever's looking at the scrapbook is right out in the front, and it's typewritten. And then my story that's more personal, I decided to handwrite it just to give it a more of a personal touch, and I did it in a gold pen to match the leaves. So we'll place that inside there. And then we'll place two little tags here. So these kind of remind me that there's something else in here. So they point towards that there's more journaling inside, and they give us 2 more layers and 2 little pops of color. Now to get those down, I'm going to turn this around, and I'm actually going to staple those inside the file folder. So because the file folder is a little bit heavier, and I really want it to stay down to my page, this is a great way to hide the staples that are holding it all together. Next, we'll find a spot for our photo, and I'm going to add another layer. This is another gray wood paper, and it goes really well with the black and white photo. Gives us another pretty little layer. And here I want this edge to meet up with the title. So that connects those 2 elements and sort of highlights the photo, the here and now. This is where we're at right now. So we need a few more things. We have this blank spot here, and I want to add some embellishments. I'm ready to add things that have more dimension. So we're going to go with this really nice gold paper clip, again matching our gold title and our gold leaves. And we're going to attach this to the photo itself. And then to add a little more something or customize this clip, we're going to add a flare button here. So that gives us a pop of color, and it finishes off that paper clip. Next, we'll take a few more round elements and just fill in some of these spots here, and it gives us a few more circle shapes. It creates a nice little cluster, and it also ties in all of these layers. Okay. 2 more elements. We want to add a little bit something to this blue file folder. So let's put a little label on it, and we'll call it True Happiness. Again, another nod to our story. And then the final part, or the final piece, will be our title, which is this chipboard Brave in a nice script font. So very much a contrast to this very clean font on the file folder, and also to the font that I used for the journaling. We need a little adhesive on here. And we'll just layer that on top. And again, we're connecting the leaves and the gray paper and our file folder. And that's how we tell stories from our real life. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you find these design tips helpful the next time you go to tell your story. You can find all of the products that I used today at Scrapbook.com. Thanks again.